Millions of years ago, long before humans walked the earth, South America was a place of endless rain, steaming jungles, and enormous rivers. The air was thick with heat. The trees formed dark green walls, and beneath the muddy waters, something enormous was waiting. Its name was Titanoboa. It was not a dragon from a legend. It was a real prehistoric snake, one of the largest snakes ever known to have existed. In the ancient tropical world, Titanoboa moved silently through warm rivers and swamps. Its enormous body could stretch farther than a school bus, and its powerful muscles allowed it to move through water with surprising speed. But one young creature was about to discover just how dangerous this ancient predator could be. Near the edge of a prehistoric river lived a young crocodilian named Caro. He was smaller than the adults in his group, but he was curious and constantly explored places where others refused to go. One afternoon, Caro followed a school of fish into a quiet part of the river. The water suddenly became still. The fish disappeared. Even the birds above the trees seemed to stop making noise. Caro froze. Something beneath the surface had moved. He slowly turned his head. A pair of ancient eyes watched him from the dark water. Then the river exploded. A gigantic Titanoboa lunged forward. Caro barely escaped the first strike. He twisted through the muddy water and rushed toward the riverbank. Behind him, the enormous snake followed, its body sliding through the water like a living shadow. Caro reached the shallow water, but Titanoboa was faster. The snake wrapped part of its massive body around him. Caro struggled desperately. He kicked, he twisted, he tried to bite the thick scales surrounding him. But the Titanoboa was incredibly powerful. For a moment, it seemed impossible for the young crocodilian to survive. Then, something unexpected happened. A sudden storm began. Heavy rain crashed onto the river. Water poured down from the jungle, causing the river level to rise rapidly. The current became stronger. Titanoboa tightened its grip, but the rising water pushed both animals toward a narrow channel between two enormous rocks. Caro saw an opening. Using every bit of strength he had, he forced himself toward it. The current carried him forward. The Titanoboa tried to hold on, but its huge body became trapped between the rocks. Caro slipped free. He disappeared into the rushing water. For several seconds, the giant snake struggled. Then it finally released its grip and vanished into the deep river. Caro survived. Exhausted, he climbed onto a muddy bank and remained there until the storm passed. But the encounter changed him. He had learned that survival was not always about being the strongest. Sometimes survival depended on patience, awareness, and knowing when to escape. Titanoboa continued to rule the ancient waterways for generations. It hunted fish, crocodilian relatives, and other animals that lived near the water. Yet even the greatest predator could not rule forever. The ancient climate slowly changed. The enormous tropical forests transformed. Temperatures shifted. The ecosystem changed. And eventually, Titanoboa disappeared from Earth. Millions of years later, scientists discovered fossil evidence of this incredible serpent. Its massive vertebrae revealed a world that once supported animals far larger than those alive today. Titanoboa became a reminder that Earth has never been a permanent stage. Species rise, species dominate, and species disappear. The terrifying giant of the ancient rivers is gone, but its story remains buried within the rocks, waiting for us to remember. Strength alone does not guarantee survival. Nature rewards those who adapt, remain aware, and respect the world around them. Even the most powerful creatures can disappear when the environment changes. The story of Titanoboa teaches us that nothing in nature lasts forever, and respecting nature is one of humanity's greatest responsibilities.